Assalamualaikum and hello YouTube. My name is Nur Muhammad from NMWatch, and yes, we are back with another duel, right? So in the blue corner we have the contender. This is the Martin SN0023, and homage to this particular watch, this is the Tissot PRX Quartz, right? So both are in the same price category, and let's see who will win the battle, right? So are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, let's cue the intro. Alright guys, so we are back with the battle between the the Tissot PRX and also this Martin SN0023. So but before we do that, let's do a quick wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Seiko SRPH M21K1. This is the successor of this popular Seiko SNK series, and I'm loving it, but although it's a bit too big and it's a bit too thick in my opinion, but yeah, still, let's get back to this particular comparison review, right? So both in sold in the almost similar price category. So this one you can get it for around $300, but of course on Saint Martin I always urge you to get them during the sales, right? So but the Tissot, right, the Tissot it retails for about 400, but you can get it at around 300 or sometimes less than that, so depending on where you get it, right? So of course the other the other difference between these two is that this one is using an ETA F06 quartz movement, and this one is using a Miyota 9015 movement. So, and this is an automatic movement, right? So some people love automatic movement compared to the quartz, but in this case, I don't know guys, it's quite difficult, but of course, yeah, we'll do my conclusion later on, right? So let's just do a comparison or a dimension check. So let's just check the Tissot first. I think they mentioned it as 40 millimeters in diameter. Yep, 40 millimeters in 39.8, yeah, 40 millimeters in diameter, and a thickness of about 10.6 millimeters. And the lug to lug, I think it's about 44, I think. Yep, 44. Let's just do that again, 44.8, right? And effective lug to lug, if you can calculate, if you compare this first and link, right? So 44.8, so 51.8. So that's, let's just call it 52, yeah. And the weigh on size up for my skinny 6.75 inch wrist, this will weigh at about 120 something grams, I think. Let's go 123 grams, so that's good. Okay, so let's just bring in the contender, which is the Saint Martin SN0023. So this one also comes at about 40 millimeters in diameter. Yeah, let's just a tad more, 40.2 I get, right? So thickness of about 10.7 millimeters, so that is very, very nice because it is using an automatic movement, right? So the lug to lug, all right, so lug to lug on this particular case is about 45.2, and the effective lug to lug on the end of the bracelet is about 53, which is a bit huge, right? So size up for my 6.75 inch wrist. Again, this one is, so it does weigh a bit more, I think, so 130 something grams. So okay, 131 grams. So yeah, that is, yeah, you can certainly feel the heft on it, and on this part, on this Saint Martin, right? So let's check the sapphire crystal. Yep, this one is using sapphire crystal. And on the Tissot, what are we, right? So sapphire crystal, so both of them is good on that department, right? So what are the difference then? So first up is the case finishing. So you can see here from the top, the the brush finishing on the Tissot, the grain, the brush grain is a whole lot more fine compared to the Saint Martin. So they are not the same exact case, right? So you can see from here, the brush finishing is a lot more coarse here, right? So on this particular case, right? So, and even on the bracelet, you can see here when you play with the light, so you can see the grain, the brush graining on the Saint Martin, whilst on the Tissot it is a little bit more fine, right? So even on the straps on the bracelet, so you can see that there is no unsigned logo here on the Saint Martin, and there's a signed logo on the Tissot. And you can see that the finishing is almost the same on the bracelet, but right, so this one feels a little bit more sharp on the outer edge of this this area, right? So on the bottom not that bad, but yeah, on the top, right? So but on the Tissot, oh my god, this is such a smooth feeling. I just love wearing this bracelet, right? So that's number one. And number two, the butterfly clasp on this Tissot. You can see that it is using a, I don't know, maybe a pin inside there. So yeah, there is just a little bit of wobble there, so twin trigger on this side, and we have that arrow where you need to push in the bracelet, right? So the pins, right? So because it is using a split pin system. But on the Saint Martin, let's check out this butterfly clasp. So of course twin trigger as well, but this one, right? So yeah, there's a little bit of wobble there, but not too bad. Again, the system is different compared to the Tissot. Yep. So yeah, let's just bring it together. Okay, so you can see that they are not using the exact same bracelet, right? So it's different. It is a different system. Both has half link, full link, and half link. This one also have the full link and half link over there, so that's good. But still getting to size it properly is still a challenge, because this one is using a pin system that is very, very annoying. I've done the I've shown the pin during the unboxing or first look video, so I really hate resizing this bracelet on the Saint Martin, right? So both also have this twin trigger, twin quick release pins here, and to make sure for you to, you know, swap out with the bracelet with another strap. On the Saint Martin, however, I've asked them whether they are going to produce any alternative strap for this particular watch. They say they haven't done that yet, right? So but on the Tissot, you might already have an option, right? So the case back, this Saint Martin is using this screw in case back with this, what do you call this, porthole for you to put in your case back removal tool. But on the Tissot, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe this is just a snap-on case back. I can't really see where we should put the tool to remove the case back. So yeah, when the time comes to swap out the battery, I'm not really sure whether you can do this by yourself. But yeah, if you guys have owned a Tissot PRX for quite some time, so please do let me know in the comment section below. So this is just a, you know, what do you call this, snap-on case back, so not that bad, not that good. All right, so water resistance is 100 meters, right? So on this Tissot and on the Saint Martin as well, right? So yeah, but this one is featuring a screw down case back. So yeah, that's that. Let's talk a bit more about the bevel, right? So the bevel on the Saint Martin or Saint Martin is actually quite bigger compared to the Tissot. So you can see there, this here and here, it just a tad thicker on this one, right? So the case from the side, if you see properly, they are almost identical, albeit the brush finishing is different. On the Saint Martin, it is a little bit coarse, and you see that we have the Saint Martin logo engraved on the crown, and we have the Tissot logo engraved on the crown as well, right? But the crown on this Saint PRX is not screw down crown. On the Saint Martin, we have a screw down crown, which is very, very cool, right? You can of course hand wind the movement, so that's cool. So screwing it back in is a breeze. So although it is quite small at 5 mil, so it's not really that bad. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about the bezel, right? So the bezel on the Saint Martin is actually quite thick compared to the Tissot. So you can see here, right? So the polish finishing on the Saint Martin is a little bit more higher. It's a little bit more thicker compared to the Tissot. So yeah, that is why I believe that this case on the Saint Martin and the case on the Tissot is made by different manufacturer because of this minor little differences, right? So and this crystal, right? So it sits proud on top of the bezel, again similar pattern to the Tissot, so that's okay, not that bad. And yeah, from the front, I think they are identical in terms of size of the bezel, so not that, you know, nothing is different there. So polish on top. So again, polish on the side, polish on the slope, and polish on top. This one polish on the side, on the slope, and also on the top. So that's not that bad. But the major difference here is the dial, guys. So you can see that the Saint Martin is using somewhat like a, what do you call this, OP style indices here, where we have these rectangular markers on each of our markers, and the double baton on the 12 o'clock. On the Tissot, we also have the baton style indices, but on the 12 o'clock they are like stick together instead of double baton on the Saint Martin. So that is where the difference lies, right? And the hands on the Tissot, we have a multiple finishing, brush finishing, polish finishing on the side and brush finishing on the center, and those loom applied there on the hands. And but on the Saint Martin, or Saint Martin, whichever way you want to call it, it features a I really can't see, man, come on. All of the surfaces is actually polish, right? So polish finishes, but yeah, still it has that beveling on the side as well, right? So, and the hands shape, right? So you can see here, it is not entirely a copy of the Saint Martin, because the Saint Martin, the size from the top, from the pinion up until and at the end of the hand is straight, so there's no slope. But on the Saint Martin, it's actually smaller at the tip of the hand, so that is a small and subtle difference between the two, but a difference nonetheless, right? So of course, loom on the Saint Martin is going to be a killer loom, right? So we will do a loom check later on. Applied logo on the Saint Martin, a printed logo on the Tissot, and of course automatic printing at the bottom at the 6 o'clock. And we have this minute markers, which is quite bold, printed in white color, or is it gray? Yeah, I think it's white. And we have that beautifully done sunburst aqua blue dial on the Saint Martin, which the Tissot doesn't have, right? So the Tissot has a much more darker blue sunburst dials, which for me doesn't look really that special, but this one is very beautiful in my opinion. Alright, so let's just see them. Oh no, let's do a quick loom check before I put it on my wrist. I have another light source here. I'm just gonna be charging thing up. Right, so are you guys ready? Let's just shut off the light here, and 3, 2, 1, boom. Yep, you can see BGW9 on both of the two watches, but you can see the one on the Saint Martin blew the Tissot PRX out of the water, right? So yeah, that is a tough consideration points, right? So let's just put the lights back on, and let's put these watches on the wrist. Let's start with the Saint Martin, right? So because the 53mm effective lug to lug, it does feel big on my wrist. So see that there's a huge gap there. So 53mm from lug to lug from here to here. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's quite difficult to get a good fit on this one because it's quite huge. And on top of that, resizing this bracelet is a nightmare. So I need to take off one half link here, but I couldn't do that because I don't have the perfect tool at the moment. But yeah, still. So this is how the Saint Martin looks on my wrist, and of course it is a little bit heavier. And the Tissot PRX, oh, this thing fits like a glove, right? So man, I love the feeling of this particular strap, but still 52mm lug to lug, effective lug to lug. Yep, I can still see the gap. So yeah, it is difficult. So when I'm lucky enough, I managed to borrow this one from my buddy. So before I pull the trigger on the Tissot Powermatic, the 40mm version. So but now I know that even the Tissot Powermatic 40mm version is not going to suit my skinny wrist, right? So I am going to wait for Tissot to produce the Powermatic version of the 35mm PRX, and then I might pull the trigger, right? So as a conclusion, which one should you go then, right? So yeah, that's a tough question. And also I bought this Saint Martin because I wanted to gauge how the Tissot Powermatic 80 would feel on my wrist, and now I know. Lucky enough, I have a comparison between these two. So yeah, both of them feel a bit too clunky on my wrist. So if you guys have bigger wrists than mine, maybe 7 to or even 7.5 or 7.25 inch wrist, so you're not gonna have that problem. But on my skinny wrist, yeah, they do feel big. Even this one, right? So as for me, the decision is simple. Maybe I will sell this. I will sell this. I don't know, and I will never going to get the 40mm version of the PRX or even the Powermatic version, right? So that's me. But what about you guys? So, do you want to go for the real deal for $300, or you want to go for the pretender for $300? So yeah, that is totally up to you. But I think that if you guys, have been thinking about getting one, so yeah, those are the few things to consider, right? So this one has the advantage of having a Miyota 1915 movement, a screw down crown, a much more beautiful dial, and a way much better lume. But it is let down by this. It's not horrible, guys, so you can still use it, but you kind of have that sharp edges here and there, but it won't hurt your wrist. So that's and of course that very difficult to adjust link, right? So this is the consideration point if you want to go for the Saint Martin. But if you want to go for the Tissot, you have to be content on especially on the poor lume. I love lume, right? So yeah, that's just me. The poor lume, the taking second hands, right? So if you can buy something automatic, why don't you buy this? But yeah, still, if you don't really mind fair quartz movement, so that is okay, right? So, and of course, having a dead wheel here somehow destroys the symmetry. So check out how beautiful this Saint Martin without the dead wheel, right? So, and the non screw down crown, maybe that's a toner for you guys, and this non screw down case bags, which is for me it's a bit of a letdown. But still, the bracelet on this thing is oh my god, this is such an excellent bracelet for the money, right? Anyway, so if you guys like this comparison video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more future video reviews such as this one, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Stay safe and bye bye.